So I checked out the Ren and Stimpy documentary Happy Happy Joy Joy. In it, it offers an inside look into the cult cartoon hit with interviews with TV execs, animators involved in production, fans of the show, to even the creator of the show himself. The entire movie as a whole gives an inside look to what led to the show getting greenlit, the positive reception that followed it, to the eventual downfall of the series thanks in part to John Kane's behavior. The overall movie gives off a rock and roll rise and fall feel. It's essentially an underdog story of a group of animators making a show that would not have gotten greenlit if it wasn't by chance, them getting away with a lot more than they can chew, the success that followed it, to the eventual tarnishment of a legacy thanks in part to the controversy behind the scenes thanks to the creator. The testimonies from the former animators are the real highlights of the movie. They give their story about what it was like working on the show, and give behind the scenes info on how totally batshit production was. We also hear stories of fame as a result of the show, but also get information at moments behind the scenes that made their time not the best, and that's an understatement. So much revealed here, it makes you wonder how John K was able to still be alive by the end of it, with how he treated his crew. And even though it's a controversial move on the movie's part, we also get behind the scenes stories and personal stories from John K himself. And while I agree with the statement that he shouldn't be anywhere near this film given what we know now, he was still a part of the show, and we at the very least deserve to know what is inside his mind, no matter how fucked up it may be. The movie also doesn't shy away from the more controversial parts when it goes into discussion with Robin Bird and her time with John K. It makes up the last fourth of the movie, but it does a good job talking about the bigger issue here. The movie as a whole also does a good job explaining every key moment from the show's run. If I wanted the movie to go more in depth with certain topics about the show though, I would really love for them to discuss more adult party cartoon information, because that's sort of train wreck you want to examine further. In all, the movie's an interesting watch if you want to know more about the hit show, but just know it may change your image of it more than in part to John's actions. I personally don't think John himself should be a key factor in the show's legacy, because it isn't just John's work. It was also the work of various animators, writers, and more who helped make the show what it was, and John was just some guy like the rest of them. Animation is a team effort and it shouldn't be regulated because of one person. So with that, you should continue to watch Ren and Stimpy, and if you're comfortable with it now, I completely understand. But at the end of the day, Ren and Stimpy is a big part of cartoon history, and we assume that the actions of one man affect what is a big part of every 90s kid and future animators' childhoods. And if you want to watch the documentary, please do so. It is an unbelievably good information piece on the show and does a really good job painting the picture it wants to. It may change how you feel about the show as a whole, but it's worth the watch to get the full story of what led to essentially a game changer for animation.